Hi guys, welcome to Alpha Physio Pelvic Care. My name is Anastasia Ovarova. I'm a pelvic floor physiotherapist here in sunny Cyprus. And today we will continue our series of pelvic floor exercises for different life occasions. And today we're going to have a look at pelvic floor exercises in the office, mainly in a sitting environment, in the chair. If you would like to know more about pelvic floor exercise you can do in the office, you can check my previous video on pelvic floor exercises in standing. And of course, you can utilize these as well in your working environment. Today, we will particularly look at the chair. It's not a secret that most of people these days are working sitting on a chair behind a computer many hours. And this has a negative impact of our pelvic floor. Because the muscles are supported by the surface we're sitting on, they're kind of starting to switch off a little bit. They're becoming a little bit, let's say, lazy. And also, they're becoming tight because they're in the same position all day long. We're not changing our position, we're not moving, we're not digging the land and so on. So muscles can become also tight and weak at the same time. Today I will show you some exercises that you can utilize in the office on the chair or around the chair. And people don't even need to know that these are pelvic floor exercises. These can be, just stretches for your low back and general stretches to mobilize yourself. So nobody really needs to know. To my knowledge, I have worked in the big offices as an ergonomic assessor. People are quite friendly with each other and they kind of form an office community, and they don't look at you funny if you decide to do a bit of stretches and exercises. In fact, they're very supportive and they always want to know. You can share with them a little bit your tips and tricks for exercises. So in my personal opinion and what I have seen, it's fine to do this exercise in the office. And of course, if you work from home, feel free to do so. A small advice before we begin: if you work sitting, at least every 1 hour you need to get up and have a walk around, move around for 5-7 minutes. And if it's hard to remember, please put yourself a reminder. But now let's begin. So I will turn here on my side. As you can see, I don't have a proper office chair, whatever I could find in the studio that I'm filming, but it doesn't really matter. As soon as we have a sitting surface, you will understand the point. And you can do this on any chair you have in the office you're sitting on and working. So the first exercise, we are going to sit nice and straight, about 90 degrees, hips and knees, and our feet need to be flat on the floor. We're coming about halfway forward from the sitting surface. So we're not sitting all the way back, neither right on the edge. So somewhere halfway forward. And here we're feeling our sitting bones. Those bones here at the bottom of our pelvis. We sit on them nice and tall. We can place our hands on the knees, and of course we will combine all the exercises with our breathing. As you sit, the breathing becomes predominantly apical, so we breathe here from the top. Not much air goes down into your lungs. So this exercise, we can say it's 2-in-1. It's for your pelvic floor, and it's also to breathe, to work your diaphragm, to add a bit more oxygen to your body. Okay? So we're taking our nice deep breath into the sides as we start to gently lean forward, opening our ribs and moving off the sitting bones, adding a gentle arch to the back. Nothing is exaggerated, very soft move. Breathe out and we gently roll off the sitting bones, opposite direction. Breathe in. Breathe out. Open up, rolling off the sitting bones forward, so they lose the contact with the surface here. Breathe out. Now, can you do the breathing opposite? Yes, you can. So you can breathe out here and breathe in and try to get the air at the back of your lungs to expand the whole rib cage, and same time we're starting to move the pelvis, and the pelvis where the pelvic floor is attached. Now, right now, I'm just breathing and moving. Step 2 is you can add a pelvic floor contraction to either of this move. We're often taught that we need to contract only neutral, but in fact, neutral meaning sitting nice and straight, everything is aligned. And for the purpose of exercise, it's great. But in fact, in everyday life, we have to function, our pelvic floor has to function and support us in various movements that are often way out of neutral. So I do encourage people to try to engage the pelvic floor also out of neutral position, but always on breath out, so it synchronizes together with the diaphragm movement. So here we can breathe in, for example. Breathe out, gently engage your pelvic floor. Let's go. Breathe in. Gently engage. One small tiny contraction. Just to connect your brain to that area. Small tiny contraction. Breathe in. Out. Let's do the opposite. Let's breathe in here. Breathe out. Engage your pelvic floor. You might not feel that it's easy in this position because we are in extension and we're stretching out our pelvis. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. So, providing you are okay with the symptoms, it doesn't cause you major symptoms, you can either just breathe and move without pelvic floor contraction. You can either way breathe in and breathe out. Try both ways. Breathe in forward, breathe out back, breathe out forward, breathe in back, and you can add a little bit of pelvic floor contraction either way. So we are trying to cover all the possible movements that we might have during the day. And it's generally good to move through the pelvis throughout the day, all the different directions and all the different aspects of pelvic floor. Right, let's move to the next one. Hamstrings, guys. Do not underestimate the power of hamstrings and impact of the pelvic floor. Hamstring is your big muscle that comes from your knee into the sitting bone. So it's very, very closely related to your pelvic floor and definitely directly related to the pelvis. If hamstrings are too tight, pelvic mobility will be reduced. So what we want to do is give these hamstrings a nice, gentle stretch. I'm stretching out my right leg. You don't have to do it perfectly. Take it as much range as you can, as you have. And I do it one leg at a time so I have better control. And I'm going to breathe in here into my side, breathing out, leaning forward, hinging from the hips. I'm not rounding my back. Very important not to round your back. Feel that stretch behind the knee. Breathe in, come off. Breathe out. Feel that stretch. Breathe in. Let's go. 4. Breathe in. 5. My tiptoes are stretched up towards my face, so I'm flexing. 6. Make sure you're going straight. You're not diverting left or right. 7. And 8. Let's change. Stretch the other leg. Breathe out. Hinging forward. I'm very tight in my left hamstring. Breathe in. Breathe out. You probably noticed by now that I'm not mentioning anything about engagement pelvic floor. No need. Here we're just focusing on the mobility and on hamstring stretch. Let's not overcomplicate it, right? 4. 5. When you have softer chair, it's much more comfortable. 6. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Hinge nice and tall back. 7. Last one. Perfect. Okay, nice. And relax. So we did our hamstrings. Let's stretch those deeper glute muscles and that piriformis. We're placing our right leg onto the knee. Now, it all depends how much range you have. You can do two things here. It's either you can breathe in, breathe out, and give a gentle push down onto your knee. If you feel that you can add a bit more stretch and there is no major symptoms, lean forward, straight back. Breathe in, let's go. And 2. No rounding of the back, holding nice and straight. 3, 4. Meanwhile, guys, whilst you're doing this exercise, let me know in the comments, how is your office culture? Is it promoted, the healthy lifestyle? Maybe you have some Pilates classes within the office. Maybe you have some corporate subscription. Let me know how your workplace nurtures that physical aspect of health and mental as well. Lovely. Let's do the other one. Wow, very tight. I am on my left side. Breathe out. Here I'm leaning and pushing because I'm really tight and I feel like I need this. You've noticed, right? No pelvic floor engagement here. We don't need to overcomplicate. We're releasing here. And 4, 5. Breathe into the side. 6, 7, and 8. Lovely. Before we get up and do an exercise holding on the chair, a bit of rotation. So rotating, top hand on the back of the chair, bottom hand, well, I should have a handle here. I don't, so I'm going to hold just on the seat. I'm here in rotation and I'm going to breathe in, breathe out, and add myself an extra rotation. So I'm pushing myself into more rotation. Breathe in, release. Breathe out. In and out. Nice. Let's change. Breathe in, breathe out. In, out. Breathe in, out. In. Excellent. Right, guys, so let's get up from the chair. Again, as I said, nobody needs to know it's a pelvic floor exercise. You can always say it's a back exercise. We're holding here in a chair, and it might find like Captain Obvious, but very many people forget that this is just amazing stretch, just supporting yourself on the chair and just leaning back, trying to make a straight angle between your legs and your body. Leaning back, breathe in, breathe out, up, breathe in, dropping and out. I have quite a bit of range. You might not have so much range, so please work within your range. It can be this much. And up, in, and out. When you feel that you master this exercise, you can add a pelvic floor engagement on exhale. So breathe in, exhale, engage my pelvic floor. No overstretch, yeah? No over tension, sorry. Nice and tall. Breathe in, breathe out. I'm engaging my pelvic floor. Neutral. Let's do 3 more. Breathe in. Dropping, stretching, breathe out. Engage, breathe in. Feel that stretch in your low back, at the back of your thighs, and Nice. And the last one, we can lean on our chair. This time knees are bent, and we're going to breathe in, arch, open up our sitting bones, and breathe out. Gently tuck our tailbone in, engage our pelvic floor. Breathe in, open, 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 open. Breathe out. If you find it difficult to find the contraction in these positions, you can skip that part and do just the movement. This will be enough to open up your pelvic floor, stretch it out, and also your low back. And because some people are sometimes having tight pelvic floor, so when you go into this position, you might make it even more tighter. So if you know you might have tight pelvic floor, or if you feel like, oh, I don't know, am I engaging, am I not engaging? No stress, guys. Just do the movement, and you will do a great service already to your pelvic floor. Let's do last two ones. Letting my belly go as well. Pelvic floor, breathe in. And last one. All right. Okay, guys, that was a workout for you for the office environment, or anyone you sit on a chair. Let me know if you tried. Let me know if you found any of these exercises more challenging, less challenging. Maybe you have your favorite exercise in the office. Maybe you have your favorite office routine or things you do during office hours to help to keep the mobility around the pelvic area, or even to keep the mobility and the strength around the pelvic floor. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for your likes. If you enjoy my videos, please don't forget to press the subscribe button, and we will see you guys very, very soon.